the lights go down, and then the stage lights up, and there's an elephant. And Ernie is on top of the elephant. Listen, if you know Ernie, you know Ernie did not know normal.
Loud. His voice carried through a room when you knew if Ernie was in a room when you walked into the room.
Ernie was just somebody that in a crowded room you gravitated to him, and he was always rough on the exterior, but a teddy bear on the inside. And when there was a room and Ernie didn't know you, he would clear the people out of the way and go stick out his hand and shake it and give you a big bear hug and tell you who he was. And he would find out what you were interested in, and he would talk to you like there's nobody else in the room.
I think his lasting legacy will be APRO. You know, Ernie was a key founder of that, and he was more passionate about that than he was his own business a lot of times. I mean, he poured his heart and soul into that.
In Washington, when we went on the meeting with our legislators, he was there, and he would explain and explain and explain what we were asking.
He would go to meetings that weren't his to help people, and he knew that some people would not be as schooled in the subject matter, and so he would go with them and he would help. Ernie clearly understood what the transaction was versus what the transaction was thought to be, and so he was very good in Washington.
Ernie was a true legend of the industry. He served as president of TRIB, he served as president of APRO, and he was always one that was willing to share his knowledge, his opinions too, just an all-around legend that really truly cared for the industry.
Believability. When he believed in something, there was no talking him out of it. There was absolutely not going to change. If he believed it, he was going to make it happen.
You know, Ernie was told, don't touch it, it's just a prototype. And then the next thing you knew, of course, he was the last one to go into the space, and then all the lights go off. When you tell Ernie not to do something, that was a license to do it.
And he just looked me in the face. He said, you know, I don't want to, because I really feel like it's time for me. But I also don't want to do anything to hurt this industry or put anybody in a bad light. So I'm going to let you out of your commitment, and I want you to change your vote on the next vote. And I thought that was just really big of Ernie to be the one. And he just said, if it's the right thing for the industry, he said, let's do it. And so we got it solved.
Well, the coolest thing was he was a big Beatles fan, and I walked in there to the first Beatles album with Meet the Beatles, except Ernie's picture was on it as well. He was the fifth Beatle.
He's a very vocal person, he's opinionated, but he's also kind, he's soft. He'll sometimes come back and he'll start off a little bit hard, and then he softens pretty easy.
Ernie represented his family extremely well, proud of his three daughters and his wife Debbie immensely. So he was a family man first, a God-fearing man for sure.
Ernie became our first official franchisee. And at that point, you know, having Ernie on the team, previous APRO president, was a boon. I had no marketing budget. We had Ernie.
It changed the trajectory of my life, and I think his memory will forever be stamped in the rent-to-own, especially R&R.
He wrote the entire funeral. Who's talking here? Who's talking here? What songs were playing? It was a really beautiful celebration of life, and I think Ernie would have just been, in fact, I know he was happy.
Ernie, I know you're listening. Have a good old time up there. We'll see you another day.
Ernie, I'd like to say thank you for everything that you did for me throughout the years.
I think I would make certain that Ernie knew he made a difference.
Ernie, our industry is better having experienced your love and your passion. Everybody that had any chance to be with your friend is better having that opportunity.
I think great leaders, great dads, great husbands leave a giant hole when they leave. I think that Ernie is leaving a giant hole in his family. Save me a seat at the table on the other side, brother.